from the offices of Great River Investments in the beautiful city of Burlington, Iowa. This is the Marvin Knows Finances Show. I am your host, Marvin Thompson, your certified financial planner with Great River Investments. And joining me today and every day is my marketing guru, Kyle Rappenecker of Rappenecker Designs, the man who actually makes this podcast work and makes me sound so good. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to listen in. And as always, for the listeners on iTunes and Spotify, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you prefer to see us on live, go to our YouTube channel, Marvin Knows Finances, and click the subscribe there as well. Just like the last and every time, I have to take care of a little business before we get moving too far forward to make sure my compliance department stays happy. So here we go. Marvin Thompson is an investment advisor representative and a registered investment advisor with Brokers Financial member SIPC. Opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of Brokers Financial. The topics discussed and opinions given are not intended to address the specific needs of any listener. Great River Investments, LLC does not offer legal or tax advice. Listeners are encouraged to discuss their financial needs with the appropriate professional regarding your individual circumstances. So, Kyle, as I've been telling you a few minutes ago, this topic today is going to be an interesting one. So, today we're going to be talking about cryptocurrencies.
Cryptocurrency.
I'll tell you what, if there is a topic or set of questions that I get more often, whether I'm at the gym or at work or just having conversations with anybody, it's about cryptocurrencies. What in the heck is a cryptocurrency?
Marvin, what is a cryptocurrency?
So I'm gonna do my best today to try to explain cryptocurrencies and my thoughts on cryptocurrencies.
Because I know that there's a lot of people out there who are wondering the same thing.
Yep.
So I think this is going to be a great, even if you don't have all the answers, I think if we can give some people some sort of, idea of it, I think it'll be a big help. So, yeah.
So, first of all, cryptocurrencies is a form of digital payment. Okay? In order to get cryptocurrencies, you basically have to give real money to receive cryptocurrencies in exchange. Mm-hmm. And of course, all everybody on the news talks about now is cryptocurrencies or a painting that's sold for, millions and millions of dollars being bought by cryptocurrency and so forth. And cryptocurrencies are becoming more and more popular, more and more established. But they're still a very aggressive type of investment. So before we go too far into this, let me make you aware of something here, okay? Neither Great River Investments nor Brokers Financial endorse cryptocurrencies. We do not offer advice on them, and want to make sure you know they are a highly aggressive and speculative investment. Okay, so cryptocurrencies were started back in 2008 by a gentleman named Satoshi Nakamoto.
Whoa.
And basically, the thought behind creating cryptocurrencies is that eventually the world's going to move into a cashless system. Okay, so the premise behind it is really quite brilliant. It really is, because more and more people are not carrying cash. So he was looking for an alternative to how the world maybe could unite, or countries could unite in terms of their currencies. And so I think the concept behind cryptocurrencies is brilliant. It really is. And I think they will become more and more popular and more accepted. But until a government stands up and says, hey, we're going to centralize this, we're going to regulate it, and so forth, it's really just an unregulated asset right now that people are willing to take in exchange for products and services.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a great explanation or not.
No, it was.
But essentially, you're giving money to buy an asset, but is it really an asset? It can be considered an asset because now it's going to be taxed when you sell it, and so forth. So
it's like in it's like in a lot of sci-fi movies when they walk around and they sort of wave their card or something, and a card gets scanned and they say, your blah 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 credits have been taken and stuff like that, or and
I kind of liken it to Apple Cash.
Yeah.
Exactly. I use Apple Cash. Yeah. I kind of liken it to that.
Exactly.
I transfer money. I have Apple Cash sitting there. I can go to the grocery store or the gas station and swipe my phone or my watch, whatever it is, and that money comes off the Apple Cash.
Exactly.
It's a similar kind of concept with current cryptocurrencies. It really is.
Yeah.
So the problem is which cryptocurrency do you invest in, and why are you investing in it?
Exactly. That's where I just can't wrap my head around it. Because
Well,
I keep hearing about so many different types.
So here's the funny thing. In researching this podcast today, I pulled up a couple of articles. And one article said there's currently 5,000 cryptocurrencies in the world. Okay? 5 minutes later, the second article said there's 6,700 cryptocurrencies in the world.
Oh my goodness.
All right? And you, of course, know that some of these they're not real.
Yeah.
They're fake.
Yep.
They're fake. So, as you look at cryptocurrencies as a possibility of investing in or even using as a currency for your personal use at some point, which one do you invest in? So obviously the largest one is Bitcoin. Yep. Bitcoin's the first one that was started.
Yep.
As of today, it's trading around $50,000, but it's extremely volatile. I mean, it jumps by thousands of dollars a day in some cases in terms of their pricing. So, a lot of my friends, when they started investing in some cryptos, they went out and used a couple services where you could buy fractional Bitcoins. And it's not like they're planning on buying boats or houses with this money. It was just an investment. They threw a few bucks at it and hoped that it went up.
Yeah.
So they own a fraction of a Bitcoin. That's what happens. And, of course, the most popular one that's being talked about right now is probably Dogecoin, which was, believe it or not, created as a joke.
Really?
It was just meant to be a joke.
Wow.
But then Elon Musk started talking about Dogecoin, calls himself the Dogecoin king.
Yeah.
And suddenly something that was, trading for fractions of a cent is now worth about 50 cents today, 53 cents today. And it's incredible. It's incredible to think about which one you invest in. Do you invest in just the one people are talking about? Do you invest in the one that's super cheap right now where you can get millions of coins, so to speak, or tokens, whatever you want to call them, for a fraction of a penny and hope that you can, become the next multi-millionaire through cryptocurrencies and so forth.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're not here promoting any one of them. We mentioned a couple of them specifically.
No, it's strictly for,
It's strictly a very, very speculative type of investment.
Yep.
It truly is.
Exactly.
So are cryptocurrencies safe? I would tend to say in some cases yes.
Okay.
And it's really just because of how cryptocurrencies are produced and how they're monitored. Okay. Now we can do another show just on cryptocurrencies and how they're mined. That's what it's called. They're called crypto mining.
Yep.
But it's an incredibly complicated topic. It would take probably quite a bit of time for me to explain it, and I would need to know it better myself before I even tried to do that.
Yeah.
But there is a system called blockchain, where the blockchain system basically is what kind of makes sure you're not spending the same cryptocurrency twice. As an example, if I went to the grocery store and I spent $20 on fuel, I can't take that same $20 and go out and buy myself $20 worth of food at McDonald's because I gave them the $20.
Okay.
So the blockchain, it's my understanding that the blockchain kind of helps link the blocks together and takes care of the transactions, making sure that it's right.
Wow.
So once again, it's a very complicated, very very interesting, but I find it to be very complicated.
Yeah.
So do you have any buddies investing in crypto right now? Are you investing in crypto personally? Because I'm not.
No, just because it intrigues me, but I just don't know which ones are safe, which ones are. I don't know, if they have to pass some sort of test to be able to be. I feel like the ones that you can buy stock in, I feel like those are considered safe, but I like when you say there's between 5,000 to 6,700. To me that it just overwhelms me and it scares me. So I know that there's people out there making a lot of money off of this, but I just don't even know how to wrap my head around it, to be honest. So yeah. So I don't. I know a couple people that do have some Bitcoin and stuff like that, but nobody that's really making much money off of it. So
Yeah. So I have a few friends, like I mentioned, who are playing the game. Most of them. Well, the one buddy, he said, "Hey, there's some guys at work talking about it."
Yeah.
So I went and put $1,000 into Bitcoin. Now he owns a fraction of a share of Bitcoin, but his $1,000 has grown quite nicely since he did it.
Wow.
I've got another friend who said, "Hey, my uncle said I should invest in this currency," and he put $1,000 in it, and it's done quite well. You know, as the other day, it was probably sitting at $7,000-8,000.
Holy cow!
You know, but once again, so speculative. You know, and you also I've listened to other podcasts where, excuse me, they've talked about other cryptos, and they're just complete frauds. They're complete scams.
That's it. Yeah. That's
you know,
what I don't, that's
so
what I don't get. Yeah.
you know, it's difficult to say which one you should invest in, or if you should invest in it at all.
And there's some black market dealings going on
Well,
with it, so it's just like...
There's a lot of talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, is it legitimate? Is it everything? So
Yeah.
the concept of cryptocurrencies is very legitimate. I think it has a lot of future applications to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to be streamlined. It's going to be centralized, backed by a government to have any true purchasing power.
Exactly.
But we're not there at that point.
Yep.
So for now, it's just speculative fun is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Are they a good investment? Boy, I'll tell you what. It's like playing lottery. You know, if you happen to buy some of those lower unknown brands and they happen to become the next one,
Yeah.
you know, then yeah, you're probably going to do pretty okay. Okay, but don't be taking the mortgage money and investing in cryptocurrencies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. So you know, like my buddies, you know, I'm always asking them like, where do you buy these things at? You know,
Yeah, that's
where do you buy cryptocurrencies?
How the heck do you buy them?
Yep. So a lot of I'll just go ahead and read something here. Some cryptocurrencies are available for purchase in the U.S. With apps. Okay. So basically, what you need to do is you need to get a wallet, and a wallet is an online app that can hold your currency.
Oh, I've heard of those. Yep. Yeah.
So you create an account on an exchange, and then you can transfer the real money to buy cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin, whatever you want to do. Some of the more popular ones, Coinbase. Coinbase is a company that just went public a few weeks ago.
Familiar.
Yep, they just went public a few weeks ago. They are definitely in the news quite a bit.
Yep.
But you can create a wallet and buy and sell Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think Coinbase offers something like access to 30 different cryptos, which is pretty impressive. And I think they're going to start offering access to Dogecoin here pretty soon.
Wow.
Not a promotion or a recommendation on Coinbase, but you know, just trying to tell people where they can buy it.
Simple information.
One of my buddies bought his fractional share of Bitcoin by using his PayPal account.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. You can buy some cryptos through PayPal.
Wow.
Robinhood's offering free cryptocurrency trades.
Okay.
So there are a few things that you can do that you're probably familiar with that you may be interested in looking at.
Yeah, I've heard of those wallet apps where, and I think they're becoming quite popular with people where they, and at the very, like, Joe Rogan, his podcast was being sponsored for quite a long time by one of those wallet apps, and he kept saying that, you know, you can invest in Bitcoin and other types of, cryptocurrency and stuff. So I think it might have been Coinbase or something, but yeah. So I think in larger cities and stuff like that, they're becoming quite popular with, you know, people being able to pay for certain things and stuff like that. So I think we're seeing a big shift in how people are paying for items, for food, for, you know, I just don't think that people are walking around with money anymore. So yeah.
Yeah. And like I said at the beginning of the show, you know, cryptos have a place. Are we sitting there today where they're going to replace dollar bills in their wallet? Absolutely not. But they truly have a place. And for those of you who do it right, for those of you who are comfortable with it, it might be something to explore. You know, really that's the bottom line. So the other thing I find interesting is I find more and more businesses are starting to accept cryptocurrencies for payments on services. Now,
really?
Yep.
Huh.
I mean, it's actually been going on quite a long time, but you know, Tesla, of course, started talking about accepting cryptocurrencies for their products, which I found intriguing.
Yeah.
Elon Musk kind of backed away a little bit from accepting Bitcoins because of the damage Bitcoins caused to the environment by taking it, but it sounds like maybe he's willing to accept Dogecoin. You know. So, and then there was a gentleman on CNBC the other day talking about his restaurants down in the Texas area are going to be accepting cryptos for payments. You know, so once again, you know, this is becoming more and more popular. We're kind of on the forefront of something here.
Wow,
that's getting a lot of press. It's getting a lot of looks, and it's interesting. I find it to be incredibly interesting. So
that's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, if you're interested in it, do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely do your research. Understand what you're buying.
Mm-hmm.
Understand you're buying a very speculative investment. Understand the tax consequences of buying and selling cryptos.
Yep.
All of it plays into it. The government will be taxing your sales of your cryptos,
Mm-hmm.
and that's still a little bit of an early discussion on that, how it's all going to be done too. But the government did come out and say, look, we're treating this as an asset, and it will be taxed. So know your records, have your records up to speed.
Exactly.
What date you bought them, what'd you pay for it, what'd you sell it at, and so forth.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Can imagine being audited off on your coin. Gosh.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, there's no crypto right now except maybe one in China that's actually backed by a government.
Really?
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
So it's not really considered an actual currency.
Yeah.
However, people are all willing to accept them now in exchange for goods and services, so it's pretty neat.
Well, it's the start of something, probably. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one more time. Cryptos are not for everyone. Okay, I can't express that enough right now.
Yep.
And we do not recommend the purchase of any cryptos based on this podcast, even though we've talked about a couple of specific ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're highly speculative investment vehicles, and you should do your own research before considering the purchase of them for your own portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
However, as the world moves forward to a more cashless society, they may have some merit, but we're not quite there at that point today.
Mm-hmm.
Although every day that goes by, we're seeing more and more and more where that may become a reality.
Yep, exactly.
So Kyle, do you have any more questions on crypto?
No, this, honestly, I came in here just wanting to learn from you because this is something that I really didn't know a whole lot about. And I wanted to learn about it because people, they talk about it with such enthusiasm. And I just sort of look at them with a blank stare and I just don't really understand it. But to be honest, and I hope the listener and the viewer, I hope they feel a lot more confident in it. But again, we're not trying to promote anything or this is simply informational. But this was really good. Yeah. I actually learned quite a bit.
And this is a really good opportunity for people to reach out to us with some maybe specific questions.
Absolutely.
On cryptos.
Yes, please do that.
So,
yes.
And in a second here, I'll give the how they do that and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But so my heartfelt thanks goes out to everybody today for listening. As always, my thanks also goes out to my marketing guy, Kyle Rappanecker of Rappanecker Designs in Yarmouth, Iowa. Remember, we do want to hear from you. We will start taking callers' questions and promoting them on the air, answering questions. So please reach out to me by either giving me a call at 319-576-2264 or visit my website at www.greatriverinvestments.com and going to the Contact Us section of the site. I or a member of my team will be in touch with you shortly to discuss our next steps together. Thank you again for listening to the Marvin Knows Finances Show. This has been Marvin Thompson, your certified financial planner. Have a great day.